Good morning. It is Black Friday. Yes, it's the day not to buy anything. But I usually, tell people, this is it, make a statement. Don't buy anything today. But with the upcoming tariffs and everything is going to go sky high very soon. So actually, you may actually want to store up on beans and rice and flour and coffee and sugar because it may be a long 4-year winter, if not longer. Anyway, it is Black Friday, and I don't want to talk negative stuff today. Actually, I want to talk. Uh, I want to talk about love and love as viewed as the gentle heat in alchemy. I'm going to read you a couple little things today. One from my one of my all-time favorite books here, uh, "The Lost Keys of Freemasonry" by Manley Hall. Okay, now this uh, particular issue, it was published in 1968, originally published in 1923, and uh, it's quaint, it's charming, and if you're interested in masonry, and I think I bought it years before I became officially became a Freemason. But Manley Hall is just such an awesome personality, character, literary uh, genius, esoteric literary Masonic Rosicrucian genius. That I knew the book couldn't be bad, and of course it isn't. And I'm sure it's out in paperback and everything else. I really encourage you to get it, whether you're a Mason or not. It doesn't give away any proprietary secret signs or grips or anything like that. Um, and it's got one little essay here on friendship. That's why I was reading it in uh, relation to Thanksgiving and things like that. I said, didn't Manley Hall write a beautiful things to be thankful for, friendship and stuff? And I may read that to you. But what I uh, really want to focus on today, just one little tiny little aspect on something he wrote, and then something I wrote uh, sort of as a commentary on it. And in the very back of the book, after he has a section on the entered apprentice and the fellow craft degrees and the master mason degrees, and wonderful illustrations by Augustus Knapp, uh, who illustrated, the secret teachings of all ages and stuff. And there's the Master Mason on top of one of my Enochian tablet squares. Um, no, well, sort of, things like that. It's a very beautiful little book. Uh, but at the very end, okay, at the very end, or toward the very end, um, he has a chapter called The Emerald Tablet of Hermes. And Augustus Knapp gave, I'm sure this looks clearer in a color print, but this is 1968. They were lucky, I think, to get this published in halftone at the time. Um, the Emerald Tablet of Hermes, illustrated on the opposite page, introduces us to Hiram. That's a Masonic myth hero. The hero of the Masonic legend, as Lon said. The name Hiram is taken from the Chaldean Chayram, Chiram. And the first two words of the Emerald Tablet in large print mean the secret work. And the second line in large letters means Hiram Telat Meshasat, meaning Hiram, the universal agent. One in essence, but three in aspect. And then he gives a translation of the Emerald Tablet of Hermes, which you all know is extremely short. And I'm going to read their translation of the Emerald Tablet, and then I'm going to talk about one section in particular. And this is, I guess, Manley Hall's translation of the Emerald Tablet. It is true and no lie, certain, and to be depended upon, that the superior agrees with the inferior, and the inferior with the superior, to effect that one truly wonderful work. As all things owe their existence to the will of the only one, so all things owe their origin to the one only thing, the most hidden by the arrangement of the only God. Notice there's three kinds of things there. There's the all things owe their existence to the only one, so all things owe their origin to the one only thing. So all things owe their origin to the one only thing, the most hidden by the arrangement of the only God. So there's one owes their existence to the thing, and one owes their source or their origin to another thing, and it's all been arranged by another kind of one. Okay. That was my digression. Sorry about the father of the one only thing is the sun. Its mother is the moon. The wind carries it on its wings, but its nurse is a spiritus earth. Now we can see the four elements and the four breakings of everything into Yod He Vav He. Okay. That one only thing after God is the father of all things in the universe. Its power is perfect after it has been united to a spiritus earth. The top thing, the one only thing, is the father of the universe, and its power is perfect after it is united with that bottom thing, the spiritus earth. Okay. Separate that spiritus earth from the dense or crude earth by means of a gentle heat with much attention. In great measure it ascends from earth up to heaven and descends again new on the earth, and the superior and the inferior are increased in power. By this thou wilt partake of the honors of the whole world, and darkness will flee from thee. This is the strength of all powers, and this thou wilt be able to overcome, and with this thou wilt be able to overcome all things and transmute all that is fine and all that is coarse. In this manner the world was created, but the arrangements to follow this road are hidden. For this reason I am called Hiram Telach Meshasat, one in essence but three in aspect. In this Trinity is hidden the wisdom of the whole world. It is ended now, what I have said concerning the effects of the sun. Okay. Now, I want to, many, many years ago, well, later than this, okay, probably sometime in the 70s here, if I can get a date on it. Uh, actually, 1995. Okay, I was already an old man. Uh, my good friends Chick and Tabby Cicero put out a series for the good folks at Llewellyn called the Golden Dawn Journal, and I think I'm in a couple of them. I know I'm in this one anyway. Uh, I think I'm in the Kabbalah one too. Anyway, this is the third book in the series called The Art of Hermes, and I wrote a little essay in it. I'm certainly not going to read the whole thing, called The Emerald Tablet of Hermes and the Invocation of the Holy Guardian Angel. And I'm just going to focus just a few paragraphs here on the line in the Emerald Tablet of Hermes that says, "Separate the spiritus earth from the dense or crude earth by means of a gentle heat with much attention." Now I'm interpreting I'm using the Emerald Tablet of Hermes as my source for an exegesis upon the phenomena of knowledge and conversation of the Holy Guardian Angel. So in a sense, I'm using the Emerald Tablet as my springboard for conversation on this particular subject. Now, I believe the Emerald Tablet and all mystical literature can be used as the springboard to a conversation about any subject. But the subject that I'm focusing on in this essay is the Emerald Tablet as it relates to gaining knowledge and conversation of the Holy Guardian Angel. At this point, the aspirant might well ask, if my Holy Guardian Angel needs me so much, why doesn't it just swoop down and pick me up and drag me off to some heavenly fertility rite? The reason is simple. Your HGA is stuck in place because you are hoarding the stash of spiritus earth. You and you alone can extract a usable portion of this precious commodity from yourself and get it to your angel. To do this, you must process yourself as though you were the primary ingredient in a chemistry experiment, and separate the subtle spiritus earth from your dense crude earth. When the subtle fire of the spiritus earth is released, it ascends and burns through the membrane separating the microcosm and the macrocosm, igniting your angel to action. Now, previous to this, I've put up a diagram of the tree of life and has 10 levels of consciousness that show in graphic form where the microcosm and the macrocosm fit in this grand spectrum of universal consciousness. So, but I'm not going to go back and do that right now. I won't argue that this sounds like a plot of a cheap science fiction novel, and for good reason. It is indeed the underlying truth of all of the mythological scaffolding of Western civilization, from the fall of man to the Star Wars trilogy. One cannot achieve the knowledge and conversation of the Holy Guardian Angel by blindly following the procedures outlined in a book. As detailed as Abramelon's instructions are, and I'll have to say Crowley's Liber Samic, they provide us only with an elaborate formula of invocation. In more modern times, Aleister Crowley distilled and fine-tuned the Abramelin formula in his masterpiece Liber Samekh. While I certainly don't wish to downplay the importance of these classics, I must voice my belief that the most successful invocations of the HGA are executed by individuals who have not performed either of these above rituals. Indeed, I'd even go so far as to wager that most K of Seers, knowledge and conversation, most K of Seers have never heard the word Hermeticism, nor would they consider themselves aspirants, initiates, or magicians. Why is the success rate so high among these non-professional mystics? Is the macrocosm prejudiced against those of us who would study the spiritual roadmap before starting the trip? Well, in a way, yes. Not because we're too rational or analytical, but because all too often we simply aren't romantic enough. The 6th verse of the Emerald Tablet tells us that the spiritus earth is separated from the dense or crude earth, quote, by means of a gentle heat with much attention, unquote. This gentle heat is love. And as anyone who's ever been in love will tell you, in matters of the heart, the mind often just gets in the way. It does not take a scholar to fall desperately in love. To generate the heat necessary to separate the spiritus earth from the dense earth, the primary skill you need to possess is the ability to be agonizingly lovesick for the angel. With the pure intensity of an adolescent who obsessively fantasizes a romantic encounter with a movie star or a rock idol, you must physically, emotionally, and spiritually yearn for your angel's touch. Every act of life must become an act of devotion to your beloved. You groom yourself so as to be attractive to your angel. You sleep so that you may dream of your angel. You surround yourself with tokens and symbols reminiscent of your angel. The Hindus call this aspect of the holy science Bhakti Yoga, union with God by means of devotion, and consider it to be the fastest, most direct route to enlightenment. The flame of devotion can be enkindled toward any object of worship, because your guardian angel is hiding in every object of your adoration, including people. It does not matter if the beloved is called Krishna or Shiva or Christ or Fred. If devotion is offered with perfect one-pointed ardor, with great attention, union can be achieved. No religion, philosophy, cult, fraternity, or school of thought has yet cornered the market on falling hopelessly in love. Now, obviously, the essay goes on considerably further, but that's what I wanted to share with you today. How are you kindling that flame to create that gentle heat that you'll eventually have to apply with great attention toward union with your holy guardian angel? And that's my message for Black Friday. We'll see you tomorrow for Saturday morning cartoons. Until then, continue to be good to yourself, be good to each other. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Love is the law. Love under will.